Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Bruton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback,
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHBR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback, feedback, feedback.
And take us along with you. Happy Monday, everybody. Oh, just a little bit of sprinkling outside. But if nobody told you, know that the weather's supposed to be a little bit warmer today. It got up to 50 yesterday. I was really surprised. But I want to say good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Feedback. And I want to say hello to Sister Fedora and to Jesse and to Charlene and to Derek and to Carl. I talked to Carl this past weekend, Thabiti. And you know, we keep asking him, come on down and sit in with us. So he says he's gonna do that. And hello to Alex and hello to Mary and to Ron and to Katrina and Sylvia and it's just so many. Who you want to say hey to, Thabiti?
Let's include Vera in the mix.
Yeah.
Along with Professor Briggs.
Yeah.
Also, a few of my cohorts, which include Ruth Ann and Jackie, and Brother Shane, Brother Fred. And as I always tell you, here I show you, have your pen and paper handy. We may say something, you might say, wow, I want to remember that. And this way you'll be able to have it recorded and share with other people, because that's what we want to do. People would do better if they knew better. And so we want to share information. I want to thank Katrina also for this scarf that you see me wearing in support of the people of Palestine. Over 44,000 have died, and there seems to be no end in sight. Netanyahu, as a matter of fact, he is wanted by the International Criminal Court. So if he gets into certain situations, they might arrest him. But as long as he stays there, visit the USA, he'd be all right. But he is wanted for genocide. So the international community don't like what he's doing.
Wow, that's really something. You know, there seems to be a desire on the part of some to just start a lot of little fires all around the world and wars and just get everybody all entangled. And, you know, you just wonder, why is there so much hate? It's
profitable. The war machine needs to be fed.
Okay.
And we have 170 bases around the world. The United States, that is. So
that's all. I call them outposts.
Yeah.
On the 170.
Yep, at least.
Yeah, I was thinking it was more than that. But it's sad. It really, really is sad that there's no coming together. We have NATO. And NATO is an organization with the heads of many countries, which is good. But you just wonder why you have to struggle to get the others to understand what the purpose is.
Well, part of the problem with NATO is that when you look at the United Nations, the countries that are involved are a problem. And the countries that are on the Security Council, they're permanent members, and unfortunately, they don't let other people in. So China and Japan, U.S., Britain, France, and a few others are a part of the permanent thing, which kind of prevents, unfortunately, any out. You know, you got over 50 countries in Africa. I don't know how many in South America. So yeah, the organization serves the purpose of the elite as well.
Well, you know, I heard last week, I guess it was a week before, that there are heads of countries in Africa that want to establish the United States of Africa. Have you heard about that?
I do know that one of our guests, Brother Dennis Boatwright II, did mention, because I actually looked at a video he did this past weekend, and you have the Sahel states, which are Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali, who have just kicked the Europeans out and said, hey, look, we don't intend to have you control our resources, our minerals, and those kind of things. But you can't get the other countries in Africa to go along with it because they still have that colonialist mindset. France and Dutch and all the other countries that
and China's over there.
Yeah. Now, I will say this for China, because I've done a little research on that. China has made certain efforts saying that they wouldn't impose any of their culture and certain things on the African people. But the Europeans, they work better with the African nations than the European nations.
I got you. Yeah. And that it was interesting with the lady that we interviewed, who has been to Africa, and she went to South Africa, and she was talking about how the skin color plays a big role. It seems that Willie Lynch is alive everywhere, and that the people in South Africa now, they're both Africans, and those of the darker complexion are looked down upon, and I mean, all of that just doesn't make sense. How do they keep that force going? It's not just in South Africa where the skin shade is used against people. In India, the same thing. I hear there's about 100,000 Indians in India who are looked down upon because their complexion is darker. It's just
interesting thing. Another thing I discovered over the weekend is that there was because I like their, let's just say, their philosophy and spirituality. But one of the guys was saying, "Look, I'm a dark Indian, and but they're considered white." Yeah. Even though their skin could be darker than yours,
so
they're considered white. And it's the old divide and conquer thing, but it's always been based on a whole lot of things: economics, racial, race, ethnicity, complexion, you name it, they do it.
Well, there was some program, I don't think it was 60 Minutes, but some program that was on a few days ago where they talked about the fact that in the presidential election that we just had, that the things that were going against Kamala Harris was racism, sexism, and it was a third thing, another ism, that was involved in the fact that she didn't get as much support as she should have, with the race. I thought that was interesting.
We also have sitting in with us, we got a pilot, which is Theo Broughton, myself a co-pilot, and Tawana.
Oh, well,
we also have Elizabeth Stevenson and Zoe.
Hello. Oh, happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday.
Thank you for joining us this morning. We've just been talking about some of the effects on people around the world and around here in particular. We have issues too. But what do you think about the kind of hatred that seems to exist in other countries, and there seems to be little wars popping up to cause this planet to be unsettled.
Well, this should be advocating for peacetime. We the Bible says that we're in the last years, and we need. I think things happen for a reason, but we really, really need to concentrate on peace. We need peace. What do you think, Liz?
I think, in the mental health world, we call it cognitive distortion, the beliefs and the thoughts and the misunderstandings of certain people.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think they all coincide with each other. Like, I think that some of the thoughts and beliefs are distorted. I think that, you're raised one way, you believe one way, and you don't allow yourself to be open to other ways. So you're stuck with your belief and your thinking, and a lot of it seems distorted to me.
Mm-hmm. And they're not willing to consider the ways of others, you say?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Not being open to what is.
Mm-hmm.
I like that too. I really do, because it's true. If your dad or your granddad, let's say, start back there, was KKK or skinhead or something like that, he passed it on to dad, dad passed it on to son, and the son ended up passing it on to whoever his offspring are. So yeah, and they don't want to look outside of that, because that's all they got to feed off of is their hate. They got nothing else. They don't have truth. They don't have knowledge. All they have is their hate to keep them going. It's unfortunate, but it is.
Well,
and it's sad to say that without their hate, they have nothing.
Absolutely.
That's a good point. Without their hate, they have nothing.
Theo, I'd like to add to that.
Yeah.
Like the Sankofa bird, our young generation is missing that wisdom and knowledge. They believe it's old fashioned, but they need to stop and think where they come from. You got to know where you come from. And this goes for different nations. I just heard about this upheaval, I think it was in Syria. And, what make you wonder what caused them to do the uprising they did. Something that your forefathers have done in the past, you should learn from the past in order to move forward and in a safe manner. Use the wisdom and knowledge that you have, that you're even learning today, to try to understand. Okay, back in the day, our parents, they survived, but it was through history. They were fed drugs. They were fed alcohol to keep them going. But me learning from my past made me stronger and made me want to learn more about my past culture and where I can bring us to moving forward. That goes through Elizabeth, trying to make sure she should have a sustainable future.
Now, the thing that I find interesting and disappointing is the external forces that surround us, such as radio, TV, music, rap, different kinds of music, and the kind of lyrics that are in this music that I hear today. I was asking Thabiti, where did this pajama style come from? With people walk out on the street in pajamas? Where did that start? I mean, how did we get there? Elizabeth, did you notice that or think about it?
I do actually. Some of it is trends, but you have people making money off of the situation, but you have other people paying for the situation. And when I say that,
Yeah.
they imitate what they see, and then they pay for it. They imitate it for free. I mean, the people who's making the trends, they're getting paid off of the trends. But you have people who are imitating the trends, and they're paying for it because they take it into their own perception.
Okay, when you say trans, what do you mean?
Like you said, okay. So like back in the day, we had crisscross. Everybody was wearing their clothes backwards.
Backwards?
Yes. It was a group called Crisscross, and they wear their clothes backwards.
Oh my goodness!
And you had and that was in the 90s, and you had everybody wearing their clothes backwards. You have when they had TLC, you had one left eye wearing a patch over their eye, and then you had other people. It was a trend. They had to have something covering their eye. I mean, it's a trend that one person, or one group makes, and other people try to follow it.
Wow. Okay, so who out there came out in their pajamas that caused this new I can't call it fashion. That's just crazy. But
Bad.
Is there a singing group, rap group, individual who came out on stage in pajamas?
Not to my knowledge. I mean, I'm old school with.
Yeah.
And I was telling Theo on the way in, because of the rain, she had a bonnet on. I told her how that's a trendy thing right now. And so a lot of young women and women who aren't so young are coming out with bonnets on because it's a new trend now. So one person does it, somebody thinks it's cool, it gives them a little esteem or it sets them apart, and everybody else, it's the Pied Piper, they just following a leader who's going over the cliff.
Well, that's the group I call the Kool-Aid group. You know, Jim Jones and Guyana and all the people who followed him mindlessly. He told them, here, have a glass of Kool-Aid. And they all dropped dead, you know. Anybody who didn't got shot and killed. So,
except this one old lady.
Uh-oh.
She slept through everything. Good for her.
Yeah. She slept through it. Oh my goodness. So she was a good witness then.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I guess she said she never knew that sleep could be so wonderful.
Right.
And so rewarding. Oh man. But you know, I'd like to go all the way back to Hollywood. You know that wars that we had, and you know about the Holocaust, and by the way, the Jews weren't the only ones murdered during the Holocaust. It was 18,000 people, not 5. It was 5,000 Jews, and the other people in different areas. They were black, they were disabled, they were just a number of Polishes, a number of other categories, if you will.
Gypsies.
Yeah. However, Hollywood, which it seems to have been promoted by the Jewish community, decided that they wanted to influence people. We're talking influence around us. So in Hollywood, they started coming up with different kinds of attitudes. And there were a lot of Jewish people who changed their names or dropped off the last part of it so that you wouldn't know they were Jewish. So they could be actors, actresses, etc. And the kind of images that they put out was to change the attitude of the people in the country.
MGM, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, certainly a Jewish company, and the whole thing is, and I've kind of looked at this off and on, that they never, Dick Gregory said this himself, actually, he said, they never make a movie to entertain you. They make movies to indoctrinate you, to mislead you, to misguide you. And there may be an element of entertainment in it, but the whole thing is to shape perceptions.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what they do.
Exactly. And the thing that is a disappointment to me is the attitudes that people developed, and in the black community as well, unfortunately. When you saw movies, there was one movie with I can't remember the man. Anyway, he was an Asian actor, and there was a black person in it, and the white guy was or the Asian person rather was a detective, and they were in some strange house, and this black guy was in there with him, and he something scared him, and all of a sudden it's like feet don't fear me now, and through the Hollywood tricks and stuff, his hair stood straight up on his head, and his eyes were bugging out, and he was afraid. Then they had the woman who played a maid, and the black folk in the community, well, why you always got to play a maid? She said, I'd rather get paid $700 a week than to get $7 a week for being a maid. And she could do more with that money for her friends, family, neighborhood, etc. But the black community didn't, they didn't like the fact that this black woman was playing a maid. And you had Amos and Andy. Remember Amos and Andy? And they had them looking, kind of silly. And then you had 4,000 Africans watching this white boy swing through the jungles with a diaper on to save them. That
the original Amos and Andy, when they were on radio, were white guys mimicking black guys, and then when it came to television, they had to get black actors so that they could authenticate it, but they still kept the stereotype. And I want to give a quick shout out to one of our Facebook listeners, Shirley P. Jackson, as the engineer shared that with me. But yeah, it's been the whole thing of Hollywood to shape ideas, which is why when Halle Berry won the award for Monsters Ball, it's because she was playing, I believe, a junkie and a prostitute. And when Denzel Washington won his Oscar, it was because he was playing a negative image in Training Day as a black gangster cop, more or less. So yeah, the whole thing. And then as we spoke about things internationally, these images are sent around the world. So their perception of black people here in the USA is one of people who are into rap, into sagging pants, into lewd behavior like Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and all that. But all that's by design, because there's a lot of positive rappers who will never make the light of day because they might influence people.
Yeah.
Theo, I believe that money has a lot to do with this. Your millionaire and billionaires that you have to, some of them, you have to perform a certain way, like kiss them wherever is necessary, in order to make your spot or space into the music industry. Now, not all, but things are coming up now. People are talking about what has happened, and then the sex slave and trafficking issues that's coming up now make me wonder what did some of those singers, actors have to do in order to be where they are now. It's a negative image, and I don't think that it's being exposed. It is being exposed right now, but it just think it all this glitter and glamour. What do they have to do? And some on the negative part, which isn't good. I believe we need to restore people's faith and belief.
Also, who wants to join in with us?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Caller, you're on the air. Give us your name and how you're viewing us, please.
Black Soul Silverado.
Hey, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. I just put your show on Facebook, so those who want to see can open up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but just to hit on a few points that I was just brainstorming how, as long as we have the industry, which is our enemies, they control your communication, your media, your entertainment, your food and drug administration, your politics, your religion. As long as all these agencies, your medical, they control you medically, as long as these are our enemies and they're controlling these entities, we are under the, what I say, population control. It's never been a joke. And so we have to worry and we have to make sure that we stay in line with our youth where we can tell them facts from fiction. You know how we always be put in Facebook jail because they say fact binders. You know, so they kind of tell us that's not true. And now we got to worry about the AI because they're saying now that is dangerous because they're going to be more intelligent than we are. And depending on who the programmer is on AI, it could be a very evil person. Like we already got all these industries which are evil because they're misfeeding and misleading, and poison mentally and physically is what they're doing, for profit. And we have to continue to worry about the sex slaves and the organ trades. You have to worry about the wars because the wars, if you connect all the dots, everything is all about power and profit.
Now, I want to ask everyone to hold their thoughts. We're at the bottom of the hour.
Oh, my goodness. It just really starts to speed up. What is wrong with that clock? Anyway, refresh your orange juice, your coffee. Call somebody. Tell them to tune in. And we'll be back momentarily.
I'm James Ford, founder of the Obama Weekend, and a partner of the Hood Research Team, composed of the knowledgeable Theo Broden, the super analyst Henry, and the colorful Al Martin. This team discusses politics, seen and not seen, at the national, state, and local level. But to enhance the goals of this team, join or donate to Hood Research by visiting Twitter or Facebook, or visit hoodresearch.org, or call 248-234-2371. You can also join Hood Research on Phonecast every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time by calling 978-990-5000. Access code 338729. Thank you very much.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
Everybody settle, Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, there's gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime! It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru, Wally Warmer.
I'm Warmer here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chin and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin, yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first, they'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the
Jim!
that's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.
Always take us along with you. And we have with us this morning Tawana Morris, and we have Elizabeth Stevenson with us as well, and we have Zoe. And for those of you who don't know about Zoe, I've asked Elizabeth to share information with us about it.
Good morning. I'm Elizabeth Stevenson. This is Zoe Stevenson. She is an official service dog. And what she does is she brings joy, love, laughter, and therapy to people across the world. She's right now in the process of working with the hospice patients, bringing joy and therapy to the hospice patients. And you'll be surprised just the touch of her, just the sight of her, the joy that she brings to them, but also the joy that they bring to us. Because I don't have my grandmother anymore. So I do miss playing cards with her, singing with her at the piano, and just little stuff, reading stories. And they say that when you're in hospice that it's like towards the end, but I fail to believe that, because I've seen turnarounds through therapy, through pet therapy. It's what you make it, and it's what you want it to be, in my opinion.
You know, interesting thing, and then and I believe we still have slides. So, interesting thing about hospice, and I like what you said, Ms. Stevenson, is that I guess it's been a year since former President Jimmy Carter has been diagnosed or put in hospice, and it's a year later and he's still kicking. So we should never accept anybody's conclusion as the final conclusion, because where there's faith and there's willpower, there's a way.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea of giving back. Mm-hmm. And we go to a lot of places, and we go to resale stores quite often, because it's a passion of mine. And you'd be surprised at the many people that come in and they see Zoe. Zoe has a license because she's a service dog, and she's allowed to go just about anywhere. Uh-huh. I mean, if a person is flying, or if they're on a ship or on a train, Zoe is allowed to go. Their service dog is allowed to go with them. Mm-hmm. And the joy that people say, well, I'm in a senior citizen home and they don't allow pets. Mm-hmm. So this is one way of giving back. We can give back and be able to receive the comfort that the senior citizen, the pleasantries, and regardless of race, creed, color, I mean, pets bring out the best in a person. Even if somebody is afraid of an animal, as long as the pet is gentle, their curiosity, and they stop and they talk. She's a conversation piece. So a good memory from the past.
The beautiful thing too is they're non-judgmental. They do not judge, like you say, race, ethnicity, sex means nothing. Pets just love.
Right.
And if a person is in a senior citizen home, sometimes they don't think about they had a pet at home. Now they have been moved to a senior facility where pets are not allowed. So when Zoe comes in, that gives them an opportunity to have the animal interaction with them that they no longer have from their own, their own home.
Correct.
Yeah,
And they also look forward to seeing her again. Everywhere we go. Everywhere we go.
Oh.
They look forward. Like, if I come in without her at the bank, they're like, where's Zoe? Anywhere I go without her now, they're like, where's Zoe? She goes to church every Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
now.
Yes, St. Elizabeth. She goes to church every Sunday.
Every Sunday. Oh,
yes.
Wow. and when there was a celebration for Halloween over at Barton Elementary School, Zoe was there, and the student, oh man, they were just so excited. They wanted to play with her. And then there was the magician across the room over here, and she was engaging the students, and Zoe was trying to get in the act too. It was a lot of fun.
And she was in a fashion show for the Halloween with the kids.
Oh,
yep.
right. Oh, I forgot about that part. Yes. She has her own wardrobe. I want everyone to know.
Yes, she does.
She has her own wardrobe.
This is her Christmas outfit.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She's fashionable today.
Mm-hmm.
Every day.
Sylvia, you see that?
Yeah, listen, I love animals, and this one friend of mine, he has a pit bull, and he has the bull be dressed with the lion gear on or warm sweaters.
Oh, Lord.
And they just look so cute when they dress them up. I'm like, wow. But I think animals are a beautiful thing, especially for people that live alone and they need some companion, and I think that animals will fulfill a lot of needs right there for loneliness and just some love and some hugs in the house.
Yeah, that's a good thing, right? So now, Elizabeth, there was another issue you wanted to share with us.
Oh yes. Well, I wanted to talk about the key word is image, but then that coincides with mental health, substance abuse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have people who want to be a certain way because they see someone else that way.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was talking about, I would have never thought about BBL's Brazilian butt lifts if I didn't see it. Somebody else have it, like in the entertainment industry. But we see the glitz and the glamour and what we perceive to look good, but don't know the in depth that the prices they pay for doing it. Some of them pay for doing it. I mean, they're like their bodies. Some of their bodies are messed up forever. Or for that one surgery, they have to have 20 surgeries to undo what they did.
Goodness. So they get injections in their lips,
or in their buttocks,
in the breast.
Oh,
yes,
enhancements.
Yes, and all we see is like what we want to see out of it. We don't know the in depth that they go through. And I was talking about a young lady, K. Michelle. She has a show that she helps people undo botched surgeries.
Wow!
Because her surgery was botched, and she had to go through numerous surgeries to undo what she was trying to portray.
Now I want to add too, just from a male perspective, that and I've shared this with other women, that they force, I don't want to say they force, but the images that they project of women on television, men don't suffer this as much as women do, where, like she says, they'll have the Brazilian butt lift, they'll have the Botox lip enhancer, that kind of thing. They make women feel insecure about who they are, and the cosmetic industry and plastic surgery, all that kind of goes together, is like a multi-billion-dollar thing. Men, they don't push us like this. They might say, well, your hair is thinning or something like that. But some guys don't mind rocking a clean-shaven head. But women are always made to feel less than and competitive with each other. And I'll often use this analogy a lot of times. You can get 3 or 4 guys together and say, hey, man, let's go shoot some pool or hoops or something like that. It's hard to get women who are strangers to each other to get together because there's automatically a competitiveness. So I just want to say it's unfortunate that, and here we get back to the media, as we were saying, whether it's print, electronic, social media, television, you name it. All of that is geared to make women feel insecure about themselves. And I just hope you women will not buy into the hype, because they're making a lot of money. I can say multi-billion-dollar industry. They're getting paid.
Yeah, there was a lady that she thought that her own breasts were too small, and so she wanted to have these injections, to increase the size. But her husband liked them the way they were. He wasn't complaining at all. She had the injections, and later she ended up having to take the silicone out, and she ended up with cancer. Just, people don't even think about the other possibilities or other things that can happen to them or go wrong, so. And I guess the doctors are so busy counting their money, they don't bother to tell anybody side effects, So.
Also, you have some people who don't care about the side effects. They just want the look.
Right.
Oh, wow.
They don't care. They don't care about the side. They just want that look. That's it.
Because they see the guys going after that look.
True.
But my philosophy is I love myself. Love who you are. If you big boned, you're born big boned, then you're big boned. Don't go out your way unless it's medically necessary. You 600 something pounds.
Right.
You medically necessary have to have a reduction. But learn to love who you are. And if you respect your body's going to respect you.
Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of that song. Who was it by Isaac Hayes? Don't go changing, trying to please me. Yeah. I love you just the way you are. Yeah. That was a very popular song. That did the community a little bit of good, We need more.
Well, people need to understand the psychological warfare that's being placed against them every day, and this is why they use the industry of communication, propaganda, entertainment, you name it, and they try to kill off the holistic and the meditational things that you need to do to keep your mind and your body in check. Because if you're not a thinker for yourself, then somebody else will take your brains and keeping them in those chains.
That's the truth. And there are so many benefits in the community and people as well, organizations, the healthy organizations. And there was a gentleman on here on Thursday, Mikael, who has a health food store, and he's studied it over 30 years. And I had a call yesterday from a family member who was saying, let your friends know, both male and female, that they should have pumpkin seeds regularly. If they can't have them every day, they should have them because of the benefit of pumpkin seeds. Just little things.
I am so glad you said that. Just let me tell you what I did. I decided to be a lab rat on the other side of the fence instead of going with the USDA food pyramid. I went with the holistic. And Tabidi already know who I listen to, Yaki Awakening. So I listened to Yaki and Bobby. I stopped eating meat, sweets, dairies, sodium, salt. All I eat is seeds, nuts, fruits, vegetables. I make my own vegetable soup. I drink all the juices and take all the minerals. Do you know my sciatic pain, my carpetona, my numbness, my cramps, my muscle spasms, my headaches, my urinating, where you can't sleep because you got to keep running to the bathroom to pee, all of it went away. My blood pressure went from 175 all the way down to 120.
Whoa.
My cholesterol, everything went down. So until we start researching and thinking for ourselves, we are nothing but lab rats to these industries that are profiting.
Right. And that is wonderful.
And to what you said, Theo, about pumpkin seeds, I actually looked at something this past weekend, and it says one of the things you should do, and I subscribe to pumpkin seeds. I didn't know this fact until this weekend, that they say you should soak them because it takes certain things out of them, but the zinc, the magnesium, and certain things, elements that our bodies need are automatically in pumpkin seeds. And I was never really into them before because I never liked seeds or nuts. But when I found out about the health benefits, I said, well,
you said, wait a minute.
I got to do this.
Yes, and hold up now. Yes, absolutely. And
but I had to give up my tequila and my margarita.
Oh, goodness. What's the other one? With the minerals, SEMA, red wine. Okay.
I drink one glass of red wine maybe once or twice a week, and that's it because I am definitely on a mission. I want to feel better. My energy level and my stress level is so good. My memory is better. I'm telling you guys, they have been poisoning us through this food, through this entertainment, through this propaganda, and the list goes on.
Oh, yeah. And I am proud of you. Congratulations. That's really wonderful.
Thank you.
Wow. You know, I think if this information it gets shared, and also I was about to say CMOS, which has all the minerals in it. We need minerals, as well.
Yep, I got that CMOS.
I actually just made some this about 4 or 5 days ago. Took the sea moss. You're supposed to let that soak also at least a couple of hours, if not overnight. You put it in some alkaline water, which I did. Put it in the blender, blend it up, and now I take a certain portion of the sea moss and I mix it in with my smoothies, and I'm good to go.
All right, now listen, look at all this healthy stuff going on around here. Yeah,
it's a true saying. What you put in is what you get out.
Hey, good point.
Just like the Sankofa bird. Look back in order to see where you're going. And what she was saying, that's all the home roots from the past that grows every day. Wow. And guess what? The internet is getting hooked up into advertising health foods.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
I think they're trying to capitalize. Somebody got a book on all the remedies, the home earth tone remedies, but you can buy it for X amount of dollars on the internet.
One quick
She's absolutely correct. The doctors, even the medical doctors, are starting to tell you that they've been lying to you and pumping you with all this medicine. And the sad thing about Big Pharma, they are lethal drug dealers.
Yeah.
There's a sign that I saw. Well, actually, it popped up on the internet this years ago, but I still have it. It says, it has a doctor who's teaching a class of medical students, and on the chalkboard it says, "A patient cured is a customer lost."
Oh,
and that's what it is. Because if they don't keep you on the stuff, then they can't make money. And They need the money. It's about that. So I would say that I like, as Sly Soul said, Yaqui Awaken is just one of, Dr. Sebi was one also, which is why they couldn't let him live. Dick Gregory also was promoting help, because when you think about it, we've got new diseases which they never had 50, 100 years ago or more, because we've got processed foods. So if you're eating something out of a box, I don't care if it's all rotten potatoes, shake and bake or whatever, it's processed, a lot of salt. Same thing if you get canned foods. If you're going to get canned foods, get low sodium anyway. But it's better to have fresh or frozen, because then they don't go through the same process of shelf life, which is what they try to do with all this stuff. They have to maintain a shelf life.
Oh, that's a good point. And I hear that items that are received from here, that are produced here and shipped to other countries, are not accepted in those other countries with all of the chemicals that are given to us. Yes. Yeah. And there's a family member who used to go to Canada when they had, I don't know whether they have a bus now, but on the bus to Canada and shop there, because Canada does not allow many of the chemicals in the foods there that are allowed here. So you wonder, who is in the Food and Drug Administration and what the heck are they doing? Other than killing us, I guess.
Theo, I just listened to a couple that moved to Greece. Her husband sold his techno business, moved to Greece because they couldn't take no more of this overprocessed food. And they was talking about, a lot of people talk about the USDA pyramid approved food. With everything approved on there, it's the exact thing that's causing all the illness.
Right. That we don't need. And the sugar, what is it? Oh man, this artificial sugar that they're putting in everything has other names. And if you, my son was telling me, Mom, if you read the ingredients on the side of a package, a can, bar, or bottle, and it sounds like Greek, don't buy it. you never know what the foreign language is, if it's interpreted,
Well, my good people.
That's like your vote. If you don't understand that millage, don't say no.
Oh, right. If you don't know, vote no. Yeah.
We're at the top of the hour now.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, as I said at 9:30, refresh your orange juice or other juice and coffee and call somebody. We're at the top of the hour. Calls. And we shall return. We'll be back momentarily.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
Everybody settle. Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn. Ta-da!
It's showtime. It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru, Wally Wallnut.
Wally Wallnut here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chin and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first, they'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the
Jim!
that's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
I've always been a runner, but I've never run from anything, and neither has my city.
Do you want to be a Detroit police officer?
Sir, yes, sir! Amen!
It's something special to protect the people closest to you, the ones you've known all your life, your neighbors, your friends. I was born in this city, and I'm not going anywhere. This is my home. That's why I wear the shield.
WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpina,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.
Always remember that. And you know, before I bring this other issue up, I want to say congratulations, Elizabeth, for winning and being a newly elected precinct delegate.
Thank you.
And you have a lot coming up because 2025 is going to be the local election for mayor and council and clerk. So,
I'm super ready.
yeah, yeah. But I want to bring this up. This is I went to the police commission meeting on Thursday. I was compelled to go to that meeting on Thursday because the father is a preacher. The mother is teaching school. So much for a two-parent household. They have two children who just recently were made to sleep on the front porch. The temperature was 22 degrees. The chill factor was 18. A human body will freeze at 20 degrees. Why a couple would do something like that is beyond me.
They said it was punishment.
Yeah, but that is no way to punish a child or children. In this case, it's two, one 13 and one 15. If you are that weak that you don't know how to control your children, then you need to reach out and get assistance. There are counselors, who can help with this. There are child psychologists, child psychiatrists. So you reach out to someone else and get assistance. You don't put two children on the front porch, 22 degree weather with 18 wind chill factor for punishment.
That's cruel and unusual punishment.
Absolutely. Now, I thought about it. One of the reasons why I was compelled, you hear this from time to time that a person was abused, they grew into adulthood and became an abuser. So I'm thinking of these two going into adulthood and carrying on that same kind of abusive treatment to their own children.
Become normalized.
Exactly. So when I went to the police commission meeting, I went there for the purpose of bringing this up. And I asked them to look at whatever records they have, whatever laws they have, come up with an ordinance, a code, whatever's necessary to address something like this. Because if that is continued, the children may die, through that kind of punishment. The neighbors began noticing what was going on, because it had been going on for several months. And they called the police, they called Child Protective Services, and the police came and said, there's other reason I was compelled to go, that they did nothing wrong. The parents did nothing wrong. The child can freeze at 20 degrees, but they did nothing wrong. I know a lady who said that it's against the law for you to mistreat your dog and have your dog outside, chained or other, in weather like that. But you're going to do it to a human being and there's no law against it? That's crazy. Totally crazy.
Could it be because their skin is black?
Now there's a good question. Tawana?
There's a situation also where we got in the police department, if there is a situation and you're going into a situation, domestic violence or child abuse or whatever, we have protective service that will come in and intervene. But also, like you said, Theo, you're looking at the history. You're looking at, again, going back to the alcoholism. What did that child have to go through? Or the drug situation. What that child had to go through for him to be self-sustaining. If he didn't learn from the past, he or she is going to relive and reiterate what they've been taught. There's where the state could step in and try to do some rectifications or education or re-guide, because the child is doomed to do recidivism unless they're taught that there's a better way to life. We have to teach the young people. Yeah, you might have had a bad life, but that don't hold you back. There's a future for you. You can learn how to do better, and how you're saying if you knew better, you could do better. Right. That's something that we need to instill in our young people. Who if a child lost their parent, and I don't believe a woman can be a man. A woman, in my opinion, a woman is a mother. She can be the breadwinner. She can be the head of the household, but she's not the father. So others can step in, but then there's a caution there. The others that step in, that mother got to make sure that other is right for the family before they bring the other into the family. And it goes vice versa. Daddy, you're a daddy. You're not a mama. So those things we have to learn from the past, like I said,
right,
in order to move to the future.
Yeah.
I learned that alcoholism was something that was normal in our family. On the weekend, you worked hard all week long. On the weekend, you got drunk and you partied. That was just the nature, and it wasn't anything calling anybody alcoholic. That was just something that you did.
Wow.
I learned through my family. Some were using drugs. I sit back as a child and watch them. They went to card parties on the weekend, quarter Pokino,
Bill West.
Yeah. But you learn, because some of them people at the gambling party, they had to feed their kid the next day and they didn't have the money. But I was fortunate. I had a mother and a father, and I was able to look. They didn't have you sitting up under them. You went to the party with the family, and the kids stayed where the kids was. But as a child, I learned. My parents was able to take care of us, but we seen other family members that weren't able to, or they had to have their fix or whatever. I was just fortunate and blessed that I learned from it.
One thing that you said, Tawana, that made me think is that when people are using like the alcohol, like you said, they had stress on the job.
Yes.
Particularly if you were somebody African American, or let's just say non-Caucasian, and you're on a job where the Caucasians are running it, and then they're pressing you. You can't say anything because you got to keep your job to pay your rent and the other thing. So when you do get a chance, you look for a coping mechanism. That becomes alcohol or drugs. And it's unfortunate that people are put in a position where they have to find some sort of escape from reality by using or misusing, really, substance abusing. So when you said that, it just made me think, it's a coping mechanism. And as we all know, when you look around African American communities, and I would even say perhaps Hispanic communities, you'll find much more liquor stores. I passed through Birmingham, Oak Park, and all that. It's hard to find a liquor store. They do have them, but you have to look for them. But you don't have to look for a liquor store. And matter of fact, one of the things that shocked me now is that in Oak Park and Southfield, that you can actually buy beer and wine and liquor at the same gas station. What a combination that is.
Oh, wow. That is something. You know, what was always, I guess a question for me is, if a person was hurt, beat, abused, or whatever, they don't go back to the person who actually abused them. They take it out on somebody else. And here recently, these two brothers who've been in prison for decades are now being reconsidered for release because the two brothers killed their parents because of the way they had been abused. Now, this situation with these the 13 and the 15-year-old has not gotten to that point. And that was the reason I was saying that the parents should reach out to persons for counseling, psychologists, psychiatrists, and whatever else they need, because the parents are making it worse, not better.
There's serious therapy.
They definitely.
I would like to just go back a little bit to when it was said, if you knew better, you do better. In my era, some of us knew better. I just didn't do better. Like me, I was raised by my mom. My dad died when I was 9, but I didn't have an awful childhood. We went to Disney World twice a year. I was not subjected to any mistreatment. But as I got older, I seen the way that some other people was treating themselves, and which caused me to mistreat myself. But I didn't know it was mistreatment at the time. I just thought it was the thing to do.
And also, there again, the absence of the father. I didn't expose Elizabeth to a lot of men, but I did have a significant other that I felt was capable of handling our situation. But as a child, she was rebellious. She said, "You all right, but you're not my daddy." So there again, there is a void that they have to learn. The young people have to learn to live and know. She had to learn that she was protected no matter what. You were my child. And you are my child. But there's a void of the father not being there. And the beauty of a father being divorced or still living, there is a space for reconciliation. A child needs that support. But once the parent is gone, there's a void left in that life that we as humans need to realize, and some take advantage because that's where trafficking come in. Some evildoers, under the guise of being a prospective protective person, but they use that to do human trafficking, which a major bust was just made recently. These are misguided young people that have grown up dependent on that the trafficker.
Well, these two children, the 13 and the 15-year-old males, could have easily gotten into that dangerous situation, being outside on the porch, okay,
yes,
and had a pedophile or kidnapper come along, like that woman that took the 4 kids in her van. It could have lured them. Come on, right on off that porch.
That's right.
I got
there was some easy organs too. Think about the sex slave and organ trade. That'd have been an easy move to go snatch those children up.
Yeah.
But the children wouldn't accept any food or help from anybody, and they said CPS wouldn't even come in and help them.
And one of the things that when Elizabeth was speaking about, she knew better, but she didn't do better. And, there's a certain rebelliousness that Tawana had mentioned amongst children, particularly when you get around 12, 13 years old. That's when your hormones and everything else kick in, and you start thinking that you're grown when you ain't. But one of the things that occurred to me when she said that was that in terms of parents, and like I'm a grandparent who takes my granddaughter to and from school every day, but I've learned that you want to guide the youth, but you don't want to control the youth. Because if you don't allow them the freedom to think for themselves, and the other problem that the youth have at this point, particularly when they're 12, 13, and they're in more of a social atmosphere, is the peer pressure. So I think that, adults should be there to help balance and guide, but don't try to control, because once you start trying to control, then that becomes an issue, because there's always rebelliousness against somebody who feels like they're being controlled and not allowed the freedom to be who they are or become who they will be.
Right.
Yeah, and going back to what Tawana was saying about not having the family foundation, the mother and the father in the home, I didn't have neither. And because I had neither, I had low self-esteem. I was out there in the street. I was young. I felt, because of feelings of abandonment, I did many negative things. I was even kidnapped. And so, thank God for my grandma, and I started talking to the Lord and getting spiritual, and I was able to break all those strongholds on me that had me in a low self-esteem position where I was easily to be kidnapped and caught up into many things that was very harming.
Wow. Let me ask you this. You are a poet. You're a hood research poet. I like to say that. But I have never known anybody. I write poetry. Thabiti writes poetry too. But I have never known anybody to develop a poem as fast as you do. You just listen to us today. I mean, you can sit down and write a poem about it in 10 or 15 minutes or less, And I think that is a beautiful talent that you have. Have you always...
You know what? I think that might have came from because of my low self-esteem, and I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't look at people in the eye. I felt less than a person. I didn't feel intelligent at all. So there were so many things inside of me that was so negative. But then when I got spiritual and the Lord broke those strongholds, I can't stop talking now. I can't stop just pouring it out. I'm shy, can't lie, but the words gotta fly. Because I gotta help somebody out there that might need to be guided.
I want to
see how she does
that.
And she just like that.
And I was shy when I came up. I was very introverted. So what you just said is like, the only way I could get what was in me out of me was to write. I can't do it as fast as you, but that was my outlet, because if it hadn't been my outlet, then God knows what would have happened. But I had something like you did to be able to express myself, even if there was nobody to express it to.
I have to agree. I used to write poems and pass them out downtown, but I was so shy I didn't even put my name on it.
Oh, wow.
I just put God's child. Detroit's child. I mean, and growing up, Miss Sylvia said she was kidnapped at a young age. I was kidnapped at the age of 39.
Oh, wow.
To be potentially human trafficked in Georgia. So, I mean, we raised with one thing, but you have some people who are raised like so right and just do so wrong. There are really evil people out here. There really are. But me, I always blame it on my mom, but she says I have a bullseye on my forehead. I'm always, but no matter how bad somebody does me, I do not take it out on the next person. I'm incapable of doing that. I'm incapable of doing wrong to anybody, because I know that what you put out there is what you get back tenfold. So, I mean, you have some people who just don't know, but you also have people who have underlying mental issues that they never get to the root of that problem. And I say that I get to the root of my trauma so I do not bleed on people who never even cut me in the first place.
Wow.
And that's just true. You got people that's lashing out and don't even know, Kate, can I put the pieces of the puzzle together on why they're lashing out? So then they go to substance abuse, and 9 times out of 10, the substance abuse is to take the pain away. But I say that I would pay for my problems, because you use the substance to get rid of the problem or forget about the problem. When the substance, whatever feeling it gives you, when that's gone, you still have that problem there. You have more. So you're paying more money to get rid of more problems. And then when the substance is gone, you get more problems. So that's why I would say that paying for your problems instead of just getting to the root of the problem.
Right.
And Stevie Wonder said it best: you find the high and come down feeling lower.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
That's if you find the high. If you do find the high. I mean, and then you got like some people who would try to substitute I call it dual diagnosis, which is a mental health diagnosis along with a substance use disorder. So you have some people who's intertwining the substances for their mental health medication, and that's that we call it double trouble in the mental health world, or dual diagnosis. So that's like what I'm an advocate for. I'm passionate, very, very passionate about it, because I used to be afraid shy to speak about it. Now I'm not. I mean, I show the world, and they look at me like, I don't, because if I don't get it out, it's going to come out one way or the other.
Right.
So I'd rather get it out verbally, being able to talk about it, intervention, prevention, telling my story. And I mean, I can tell the world. I don't care today. Today I'm not embarrassed today. Today I'm educated about it.
And I'm proud to say that she's graduated from her treatment program. She's on a very good path. And then she chose to do the hospice therapy treatment, being able to relate to the elders and able to share. And in this program, she's able to read to the elders. So is another form of giving back. That's the beauty of it. And I'm very proud of her.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. Do you still write poetry, Elizabeth?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But now, Theo, I'm going to let you see some of her poetry. And this is when she was going through a very traumatic thing about her dad at the age of 9. Mm-hmm. And she would not talk about it to anybody, but she would write about it. And she had beautiful, someone that we had talked to told her to mail the letter back to herself in an unopened envelope. That's her copyright. That's her patent.
I actually have one if you would like to hear.
Oh, can you repeat it?
What?
Yes. I actually have a poem if you would like to hear it.
Oh, yes. Of course.
Like an eagle, I'm ready to soar. I'm a woman in recovery. Hear me roar. At first, 90 days here, I said it just could not be. But 90 days at the nest changed the best part of me. I learned to heal from my wounds, you see, so I would stop bleeding all over people who never even cut me. I forgot. I don't want to start my life new. I don't want to start my life over. I want to start new. Because if I start my life over, I will forget the cycle of abuse I put myself through. I do not want to forget the addiction in which I was lost. So now, instead of saying I'm better than, I can truly say I'm better off.
Oh.
All right.
Wow, yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
I like that.
I love it.
That's really great. You know,
Now, I just want to say quickly, pardon my, we got about 7 minutes, so let's get it all in 7 minutes.
Again. Go ahead.
so no, that's it, Theo. Continue.
I was just going to say that being able to write your thoughts down is very helpful, because you can go back and read over it and think about it, even if it's in poetry. It works that way. But you also were talking about what they call a poor man's copyright when you send it to yourself. At one time, it was $30 if you sent one poem or if you sent a collection of poems. I have not checked recently to find out what the cost is now. I'm sure it's more. But you could purchase the paperwork at the main library and process that. And there was a librarian who would assist in putting that together. But,
as a helpful note, because I've sent off for copyrights to Library of Congress, anybody who wants to do that, listening and such, you just go to LOC.gov. LOC being the Library of Congress.gov government. And you can get all the information you want there. And we're down to 4 minutes.
Oh, goodness. Here we go. Well, I want to say thank you so much for being our guest this morning. Tawana Morris and Elizabeth Stevenson and Zoe. I didn't forget about you, Zoe, over there, for being with us. It has made our morning very enjoyable, and it is very enlightening to have these kinds of conversations so that other people can have something to think about throughout the day and something to share. Also, I'm very glad that I got the information about the pumpkin seeds and the walnuts too was also mentioned. And I want to tell all of you that it's not necessary for you to know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. And we at Hood Research seek out as much information as we can to share with you and have as many guests on with us to do the same. To join Hood Research, we really would like you to consider that. It's $20 a year. Lifetime membership is $300. The website is hoodresearch.org. We have an email, which is contact@hoodresearch.org. Again, CONTACT, the little at symbol, the A with a circle around it, HOODRESEARCH.org. That's contact@hoodresearch.org. The telephone number for Hood Research is area code 248-234-2371. Again, the telephone number for Hood Research is area code 248-234-2371. So you can call us. And know this, that each and every Saturday we have a conference call where people come together and they share information. We have speakers that come on with us. And it's from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. You are not required to stay on from 3 to 6. They only punish me. And we have an enjoyable 3 hours from 3 to 6. You can come on at 3 or you can come on at 4:15. You can come on at 5:05, etc. When the time fits into your schedule. But that's every Saturday from 3 to 6. And the telephone number for those who have, as the BD says, pen and paper handy, dial 1, then dial 978, then dial 990-5000. Once again, you dial 1, the area code is 978, and the number is 990-5000. It rings one time, and you put in the access code. Access code is 338-729. Press the pound key. Again, that's 338-729. Press the pound key. Some people call it a hashtag. Some people call it a tic-tac-toe sign. Whatever you call it, press it, and you will hear us in conversation. The beating.
And as I always say at the end of a program, first I want to thank these beautiful ladies and Sly Soul for being part of it, and Theo obviously as well. And as I say at the end of every program, if you want to be nothing, do nothing. But the only problem with doing nothing is you never know when you're finished.
All right. And join us again next Monday, 9 a.m. until 10:30. And thank you, Sly Stone, for being with us this morning. All right.
Okay. Au revoir.
All right. Peace.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am the BD Mpina,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.